Hello everybody, my name's Shalise. Welcome out everybody to my Power Rangers Operation Overdrive TV show review of this season of Power Rangers. What did I think about this season of Power Rangers? And I know a lot of people always consider Operations Overdrive probably the worst season of Power Rangers. To me, it was not that bad. I think this season gets a lot of hate. In some cases justified, some cases not justified. Now, what's the story about? There's this thing called the Corona Aurora. It's basically a crown that has 5 jewels. There's these 4 different districts of freaking villains that all want it. That all want this crown jewel because it will give them unlimited power to rule the world and all that stuff. The thing is, though, when you have the entire plot line is just all around the 5 Rangers and 4 different 4 different districts of basically villains who are all trying to get the jewels, trying to get the crown to make sure they never become complete, or just to get it all so they can complete it. And it's just a scavenger hunt for all the entire seasons. There's not much twist in this entire season of Power Rangers. There is one good twist, and thankfully that twist pulls it's a good payoff. But not going to spoiler territory just yet. But the villains in this season, they're more consistent than Mystic Forces characters. Some of them are better than others, but the problem is, though, for Operation Overdrive, for the villains, they're very campy, and they're very kind of like the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger villains in a sense. They're really campy. They're mostly just played for laughs, and you not take them too seriously. The problem is, though, this season was trying to be a bit serious, so it kind of takes away when you're trying to have a serious season and the villains are kind of joking like. But overall, didn't hate the villains. They were just there. They were at least consistent with what they wanted. Each one of the different villains wanted their own jewels. They wanted their own jewels so they could form the crown, so they could get unlimited power. I'm not going to go too much into villains. To me, they were just okay. I didn't love them. I didn't think that any of them were great. They did some good things with them. They did certain bad things with them. But to me, I don't hate the Power Rangers Operation Overdrive villains. I don't hate them. Now, let's go to the Rangers. The Blue Ranger in this season of Power Ranger is by far the worst. His name is, what is his damn name? Dax? He's like Joey Tribbiani. He's basically a template of Joey Tribbiani, except if he was a Power Ranger. But imagine Joey Tribbiani just way more dumb. Dax is that. He's a stuntman who wants to become an actor. That's his entire plot line, and he just stays that way throughout. In the first episode, he's a stuntman wanting to become an actor. Last episode, he's a stuntman wanting to be an actor. There's not much to his character. Yeah, he's not a person that should have been a Power Ranger. He's not a person that should have been written in one. He was played for comedic laughs, and most of it just fell flat. You got the Yellow Ranger. Her name is Ronnie. She's the Yellow Ranger. She's basically, they hired her because she drives race cars real quick. And the thing is, over her character, she drives a race car. In the end, she drives race cars. There's not much to her character. The character stays the same. And I know a lot of people hate the season of Power Rangers just because the Power Rangers don't really have any growth. In some cases there are, some cases there are not. These two in particular don't have no growth. But let's go to the Pink Ranger, who her name is Rose. She's a genius, she's smart, and basically she stays the same throughout this entire dang show. She's the intelligent person. She's the Billy of the team. But the thing is with her character is the fact is that she is very much, how should I say, she does have the moments where people try to get her to lighten up, try to be open more. So there is some character depth for her character. Let's talk about one of the better characters, the Black Ranger, who is named Will. Will is a former thief. And he's one of the more highly experienced of the Power Rangers. He's much more skilled in combat. He's much more skilled in lying and cheating. There's an episode where he gets fired by the Rangers, and he becomes like a double agent and all that stuff. And he does have a good rivalry with this one villain, and it's pretty dang good, and there's a consistency with his character. So I like Will as a Black Ranger. Now, there is the Special Ranger called the Mercury Ranger, whose name is, let me just make sure I get his name, Tyson. He's an alien from another planet. He has a nice backstory of how he was used by the villains. In some cases, he was transformed into a monster, and how he's trying to seek revenge upon the persons that took advantage of his goodness, and now he's out basically he's out for revenge, but he's also trying to study Earth. So I really enjoy his character. Now, the best character of the entire show is Mac, the Red Ranger. Now, there's a good backstory with, there's a good, interesting story with him that his father didn't want him to become a ranger, and the father is the mentor of the group. His name is Andrew. He's a rich, basically billionaire. He's like the Indiana Jones type, and he was going to be the original Red Ranger, but Mac decides he's going to be it, and he takes the mantle, and he does his own choices on his own. And ultimately, he becomes just like the guy who's like, I'm willing to help out, I'm willing to help out. And it changes the story up a bit. And this is one of the better plot twists of Power Rangers. And there's a good storyline with him where he feels like he's expendable. And he's ultimately doing the sacrifice, and he knows that the greater good is the other Power Rangers, not him. And there's a, I don't want to spoil it about his character, but he's probably one of the best Red Rangers you're going to see. And I like his story arc, and I like where he's ended off on. Granted, I don't agree with the ending in this case for his spoiled plot line about what they did with him. But overall, I enjoyed the Red Power Ranger. I don't care for the theme song. I don't care for the Zords. But I don't hate the season of Power Rangers. This was a very simple storyline. Oh, look, there's some treasure. There's some jewels. There is a crown. We need to find it. Make sure the villains don't get it. We're going to have 4 different factions all fight against each other. We're going to be against them and all that. So there is some good storylines. There is some good plot lines. And there is some of them that are just downright terrible. Once Ranger, half and half. It was a good episode. We got Adam coming back. Original Mighty Morphin was not to like. We got Tori, the Mystic Force Ranger. And then, hang on, Kira, the Dino Thunder. Xander, the Mystic Force. And then Bridge for SPD. So there's a lot of good stuff about Once a Ranger and all that stuff. There's a lot of great stuff about Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. There are some very good moments. Let me also talk to you about the heart of the show. The heart of the show is Spencer. Spencer is the butler for the Rangers and all that stuff. He works for Andrew. He's a good friend of Andrew. But the thing is, though, he's always a constant. He's the person the Rangers look up to, and he's the one who gives them the kick in the butt to make sure. Maybe Andrew may be the mentor, he may be the person knowledgeable about what's happening, but he is not the person the Rangers go to, or the person that gives them oomph. And it's Spencer. So the unsung hero of the story is the freaking butler. I don't hate this season of Power Rangers. I don't find this the worst. I just find it relatively, some cases, good. Again, I don't care for the Zords. I don't care for the damn theme song. I don't care for the Blue Ranger especially. Didn't like the fact that Rita and Zed had a kid with, once a Ranger and all that stuff. Let's not even talk about that stupidity. But overall, Operation Overdrive, some good plot lines, some great and they had some great moments, some terrible dang moments. But overall, it's a mixed bag. But I wasn't disappointed with it because all my expectations were low because everybody was saying, oh, this is the worst season, this is the worst season. I prefer this over Mystic Force because even though, like, both seasons both focus on the Red Ranger a lot, at least Mac is much more enjoyable than Nick from Mystic Force. I believe that's his freaking name. But, I don't know. Like, with Mystic Force, if you want to compare Mystic Force to Operation Overdrive, Mystic Force, like the Red Ranger, he is literally the key for winning. He is literally the key, the chosen one. He's Harry Potter, the chosen one, to end it all. He is the end-all, be-all. Mac, if he were to die, yeah, it's going to be a blow to the team, but the team can still carry on. It's not like, oh no, there's nothing else that could beat the darkness. If that's my brief, history with Mystic Force and Operation Overdrive. I prefer Operation Overdrive surprisingly over Mystic Force. Granted, I like the theme song of Mystic Force more. I like the Zords better. I like the locations more. I like some of the Rangers a bit more, but not Ninja Storm, sorry, Mystic Force. I don't know why it was saying Ninja Storm, but the fact is, Operation Overdrive, not a terrible season of Power Rangers. But that's my personal opinion, everybody. What do y'all think? You think Operation Overdrive was terrible? You think it was great? You think it was terrible? You think it was great? You think it was terrible? Please let me know what y'all think, everybody. My name's Elise, and I offer to everybody. Bye.